These 5 hacks will make your life so much easier on a kayak or a tiny boat. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy this short little video. Alrighty, coming in at number 1 here, we have my camera mount for the front of my boat. Now, this is something I kind of found off of YouTube, however, put my own twist to it. So if you guys notice here, it is connected to a leg on the boat, and all you do is lift this, turn it around, and take it off. And it's extremely easy to remove and add to. You can put whatever GoPro you want on the top. It's got a floaty back, so it's not gonna, if it does fall off, you're gonna be able to find it, and it's adjustable. Now you can go online and buy these things brand new, ready to go for like $90. It's just not worth it. So what I've done is I went to Goodwill, I bought a $4 tripod. I'm sure you could barter it down to $2. Be my guest. And all I've done here is I've bought a Scotty mount. I'll put all the mounts in the description below. One of these little head turn mounts here. Put one of their base mounts on the boat, and all it does is attach and clip. Now you can actually adjust this to whatever side you want. If you want to get a different angle, you can pretty much do whatever adjustments you want. All I've done here is I've taken one of the base parts and I've actually just screwed in one of the legs here, and then I have just one that's able to extend. So I kind of screwed up a little bit on it. However, if you were to make this a little bit shorter, you put the nail maybe like, or the screw in here, you're gonna be able to get this one to move out as well. You could completely customize this thing to get whatever type of shot you want. This is just what I've done so far. Definitely gonna do upgrades in the future, but yeah, it's worked pretty well for me. So hack number 1. Alrighty, so those of you that have seen my previous videos know that I do run an electric trolling motor on the front, and I have my fish finder here on this ball joint. Fish finder sits up here. A lot of people ask me, Casey, how do you run the trolling motor on the front and the fish finder both off of the one battery in the back? And the answer is I do not. I use separate batteries. So the fish finder, which is usually right here, is on this guy right here. And if you guys notice inside, I actually have my battery. This is the battery that came with my fish finder. I originally bought it as the ice fishing bundle. So when ice season is over, I basically take the fish finder and the battery, put it on this boat, and then I'm good for the season. So basically what I have done here with this hack is this is an ammo crate. You can buy them for about 10 to 15 bucks online or at Bass Pro Shops, and I've just cut 2 holes in them for the wires. So this wire right here I cut through. This is for the transducer, and the transducer is just on a little Scotty mount right here. It's completely adjustable, then it goes down. You could make this hole a little bit smaller as well, but it's worked fine for me. The front here is where you have the hole for both the other 2 cords. For instance, this is the one that actually powers the trolling motor. You would put connect on the battery here, goes through that hole in the front, and now it's plugged in your fish finder up here. Your transducer one, which is the same thing connected to this, would go through that same hole and is now connected as well to your fish finder. So when you're all ready to go, right, this thing closes up, boom, and now the only wires you have are the little bit of wire connected to your fish finder. There's no wires really, like no cables or inputs are exposed to water at all. Your battery is gonna be nice and dry in there. And there's also room in this battery box to put your phone and other stuff. And it's worked really, really great. I haven't had any problems with overheating at all. I fished it for a whole season now, and it's worked extremely well. Such a cheap way to rig this up, and that way you're not running 2 things from your main battery, because the more stuff you run from your back battery, the faster your trolling motor is gonna die out. And a dead trolling motor is a really crappy day. So this is the way I run it to help conserve that battery a little bit. All right, mod 3 here is actually in the back of the boat. This is my anchor. So if you guys notice, this is actually like a laundry rope. The key is you want to get the ones that are like 30, 40 feet. They're a little more expensive, but that way if you need to anchor up in deep water, you're able to. So all this is a rubber nylon cord. It's extremely strong. And the nice thing is it doesn't really burn your hands at all like a rope would. And all I did here is attach a screw to the end. There's a little slot in your boat that actually comes with the boat, and all I do is put that here, and now my anchor rope is connected to my anchor right down here. Everything's out of the way, and I'll actually use the anchor right now to show you how it works. So the laundry cord thing is right here, and all I do is to drop the anchor, I'm going to lift this up, boom, anchor down. And then when you're ready to bring it back up, right, this thing actually pulls so that it catches. When I'm ready to pull that anchor back up, all I have to worry about is pulling the anchor, and the laundry cord is retractable. So it actually just pulls it as I'm pulling excess rope up. It's pulling all of it inside that thing for me. So I don't have to worry about, you know, wrapping anything around or, you know, I don't have to worry about that. All I worry about is pulling the anchor up, and this thing does the rest for me. I will say that these things are not the strongest of pull capacity, so I would definitely heads up with that. I'm considering switching. There's other things you can do, like Anchor Wizard makes a product. There's a couple different ways to do it, but for the price, hands down, this is the cheapest one. This costed me, I think, like $13, and you get two. So if you want to run an anchor in the front as well, you can do that. Extremely cheap and easy way to do an anchor, and oh my gosh, it makes your life so much easier on the water. All right, the fourth hack, you guys have already seen a little bit already here. This is my boat dolly. Now, I can't take credit for this dolly because there's a YouTube video of a guy online making this. He freaking kills it in the instructional video. I'll put that actually linked below for you guys that want to know how to make this. It's gonna cost around $30 depending on the price of wood at the time you guys are viewing this. But it's really easy to make. All it requires is two wheels on the bottom, some nice little planks here, and some eyelet screws on the side. And all you do is you put a strap through that around the boat, and now you can wheel your boat anywhere you want. So if there's a pond that's maybe hard access, maybe it's, you know, 200 yards from the parking lot, you can now bring a boat or kayak in by just making one of these based on the width of your, you know, of your boat. Super easy. I'll get one strapped up right here to show you. You definitely want to have that dolly closer to the center of the boat because then the weight is distributed, so it's easier to pull. You also want to make sure that the tires are fully blown up. Mine are not at the moment, so it makes it a lot harder to ring, you know, to pull around. But yeah, just be careful where you're going on this because those tires can pop. But I mean, my goodness, guys, look at how easy this is. That's like 100-something pounds, just like without even worrying at all. I mean, look at this. This is the water right here, right? I can just pull this thing right down to the water, get it launched, and then the dolly just goes right back up to my car. Extremely easy. I can turn on a freaking dime. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get easier than this, folks. If it's a nice hard walkway or it's like gravel or, I mean, even like just ground like this, you can easily pull this thing 100 yards to get to the spot to fish. Either that or if it's a really busy boat launch and you don't want to spend all your time at the dock getting everything ready and people screaming at you from the back, just park your car at the parking lot, get your boat on the dolly, get everything set up, and then pull it down to the boat launch. Boom, now you have it ready to go. You're spending probably less than 35 seconds at the launch. So boaters will thank you for spending less time at the launch. Look at all these nasty marks on my car here. Those are from loading the boat on top here. Hack number 5 here completely gets rid of this problem. So hack number 5 is this blanket right here. All you gotta do is go to Goodwill, go to their like rugs blanket section. They always have one, and you can get these things for like $3 or $4. All I've done is add a carabiner, and I've put that carabiner through the blanket. You don't want to put it too far up or else it'll rip through, but just stick it through one of the parts of the blanket and take a piece of rope and loop 2 ends on it. And all this is going to do is this is going to put on the top of your car here. That way, when you put your boat on top of the car or kayak or whatever, you're not going to scratch. So on days where it's really windy, or if you're launching your boat downhill, that blanket is going to fall off just like that. So what you do is when you set this thing up on the top here, you now take this carabiner and you loop it through. I have little cross bars here on my car. They're not too expensive. And all you do is you loop that through. Boom. Now that blanket isn't going anywhere. You just do that on the other side. And now you can launch your boat and get your boat on top of your car, on or off, without the boat scratching. Because the boat itself isn't what scratches, it's the rocks and pebbles on the bottom of the boat, which is what scrape against that end of your car. So put the blanket up there, and when you load your boat up on your car, you won't have any problems. I'm a machine. Just like that. If you guys enjoyed the mods in today's video, you're also gonna love these 2 tiny boat videos as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time on Humbug videos.